By now, you know this isn't just about strengths in theory. It's about how they show up in the quiet, messy, deeply human parts of life. So let me ask you something. Has anyone ever told you, again and again, that you're really good at something? Maybe it's how you explain things, or how people feel calmer after talking with you. Maybe it's your eye for detail, or how you always seem to find the right words. And yet, instead of owning it, you brush it off. You think, it's nothing special. Doesn't everyone do this? If that sounds familiar, this episode is for you. Let me tell you about Hannah. For most of her 20s, Hannah lived with a quiet contradiction. At work, people often told her, "You're such a great communicator, you make things simple." She heard it in feedback forms, in casual comments from colleagues, even from friends who'd call her when they were stuck in their own mess. And every time, she'd smile, say thank you, and forget it 5 minutes later. Because in her mind, if something felt easy, it couldn't possibly be valuable. Her world was built on that belief that real success had to feel hard, that if it didn't hurt, it didn't count. And communication? That was just talking. Anyone could do that, right? Then one afternoon, in the middle of a long, draining project, her manager said something that stopped her cold. "Honestly, Hannah, if it weren't for you explaining this, we'd be completely lost." It wasn't flattery. It was relief, gratitude, a mirror held up. That was her call to adventure, but Hannah resisted. She thought, "That's not who I am. I'm not a leader. I'm not a specialist. I'm just helpful." Her mind replayed the old belief. If it doesn't feel hard, it doesn't count. The shift came one evening while she was journaling, scribbling thoughts she didn't plan to read again. She wrote a single line that stayed with her. "Maybe the things that feel easiest are the things I'm meant to master." That journal became her quiet mentor, a reminder that natural doesn't mean worthless. It means untapped. The next week, she crossed her first line. In a meeting where she usually stayed in the background, she offered to walk everyone through a confusing update. Her voice trembled at first, but then something clicked. People nodded, they took notes, they exhaled, and for the first time she thought, maybe this is my thing. The test came quickly. After that first small win, doubt crept back in. Was that a fluke? Did they just say that to be nice? She stumbled through awkward explanations, sat through silences that felt endless, and wondered if she was overreaching. But then, allies appeared, co-workers who said, "Can you explain this to the team?" Friends who reminded her, "You've always had that gift." Little reflections of growth. Then came the real challenge. She was asked to give a full presentation, not a quick recap, but 30 minutes on stage. Her stomach dropped. This was the cave. All the old voices came rushing back. "You're not that person. Don't embarrass yourself." But beneath the fear, a smaller, steadier voice whispered, "Now." When she walked onto that stage, her hands were shaking. Her voice caught. But as she kept going, she felt the rhythm shift. People leaned in, faces softened. She saw that moment when something finally made sense, and she knew she'd reached them. She stepped off the stage exhausted, but alive. Her reward wasn't applause, it was recognition. A quiet inner shift. This is who I am. After that, Hannah started using her strength on purpose. She didn't just help out anymore. She volunteered to lead briefings, mentor juniors, and craft stories that made complex ideas clear. She stopped wishing she had some elusive talent. She realized she'd been living hers all along. Months later, another test arrived, a high-stakes moment. No slides, no notes, just her voice. Old Hannah would have panicked. This time, she smiled, took a breath, and began. And that was when she realized she had become someone new. What she carried forward was simple, but life-changing. Just because something feels natural doesn't mean it's ordinary. Sometimes the things that come easiest to you are the very things the world needs most. So let me leave you with this. What's the one thing people always tell you you're good at? And when they do you believe them? Or do you brush it aside? Because maybe, like Hannah, the strength you've been ignoring is the one that could change everything. And maybe the things that feel easy are the things worth mastering.